you doing, Kalani? Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. Since PowerSlap 1, one thing that I've obviously noticed, we've all noticed really, is I did a scene setting story for the Associated Press, and I spoke to the crazy Hawaiian, and just his presence. So many people knew who he was, especially the polys that were in the audience. And since then, all we've seen, Islanders, just the support, the energy, even if it's two strikers that aren't Islanders. Can you talk about the culture and the history and what it means just within the Polynesian culture, this sport?
I feel like this sport is it's a growing sport. Not too many Polynesians in the sport. I know the Crazy Hawaiian is one that's been there since the beginning, and just being able to be a part of that, it's a blessing. And just like a whole bunch of professional sports like football, basketball, there's a bunch of Polynesians coming up, and just us being able to represent in this sport, so it's big for me, and I feel like it's big for him too.
They were trying to sort of get the numbers for me, and if I'm not mistaken, based off the roster as of right now, we're not definite, but it's around 15% of the strikers that are contracted with PowerSlap are Polynesians. But the fan base also, you've been to the events, wherever, slap fighting, PowerSlap, the energy that the fans bring and the Polynesian culture. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, that's just part of our culture. Whenever you see a Polynesian win, or whenever you see them like succeeding, people try to, just the energy is unmatched. Like the screaming, the shouting, that's just all energy. That gives us energy to perform better. And I feel like that's the one thing that us Polynesian have an advantage with is like the support system.
I asked Ko earlier just, where he remembers it come from. He said, of course, his parents and discipline, and it could be any family member. He just gets slapped. But as far as the sport itself, as you grew into, an adult, how far back do you remember it becoming? He remembered just before COVID for you, and then getting involved, and how deep this runs before Dana brought PowerSlap to life.
What was it? What was the question again?
Just how far back you can recollect
The sport?
for you, yeah, when it came to where it came from for you.
I just remember watching football. When I was playing football, I would look on YouTube and then I would see the slap fighting championship, and I'd see Cole. That was like, what, 3 years ago? So I think that was probably the last time I remember.
Corey's work with Slap News. I'm just going to segue off that last question there. How much was the Crazy Hawaiian an inspiration for you to get into this sport of PowerSlap?
He was the first one that hit me up too when I made the decision to join PowerSlap. He was the one that opened me with open arms, like giving me tips and advice. Being able to go against Cody Vallo my first match, and like after that match, now we're going against each other, so it's kind of it's kind of crazy. So I feel like it's cool.
Do you think athleticism versus experience? How is that going to play a factor tomorrow night?
It just all comes down to who can survive the hit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I got the power, he got the power. It's all about testing whose chin is stronger. So I feel like us Polynesians, growing up, we got that experience, getting disciplined. So
Some of the Hawaiian fans on social media talked about not liking seeing two island boys fighting each other. What do you want to say to those fans?
yeah, like that's what I was thinking too. Like none of us want to see us Polynesians go against each other. So me and Cole talked about it. We're going for the belt, so it's the main reason why we're doing it. We get to bring a belt back home to the people, back to the island. So I feel like it's a win-win situation.
DraftKings had you opened up as a 2-1 underdog against the Crazy Hawaiian tomorrow night. Why do you think he's so favored in this matchup?
Just because he's a veteran in the sport, just like a bunch of other sports, you're always gonna go with like the more experienced fighter. Whether it's boxing, you'll go for a boxer. And for slap fighting, he's been in the game for a while. So I've only had one match, so this upcoming match will be the one that will test if I'm like if I'm cemented in the sport or not.
Let's talk a little bit about your football background, and I know you said that you have an aspiration to continue on with football. Do you plan to be a two-sport athlete?
Yes, sir, that's the plan. Try to play for the USFL or XFL and just go from there.
What do you think is going to be the difference maker for you tomorrow to become the first super heavyweight champion?
For me, it would be to just limit my mistakes, stepping, you know, or whatever fouls. Just try to like not have any controversy calls. You know what I mean? Have people guessing if I stepped or not, or then just like hit right on wherever's legal.
You know, when you get drafted to the NFL, I'm sure there's an outpour from the Hawaiian fans. You come into PowerSlap once you get an outpour. What was greater? Did you find that people are supporting you more in football or in PowerSlap?
It was both the same. You know, I wasn't drafted. I was an undrafted free agent. I had to work my way up and made it to the the scout team and everything. And I got released before the regular season. But I feel like I got the same amount of support. But like as of right now, slap fighting is more recognizable, and I'm out in person. They'll recognize me as the guy who knocked the guy out. You know, little kids running around. Hey, you're the guy that knocked that guy out on power slap, and I'll be like, yeah, that's me. So I feel like football is I would say like I got more attention from like power slap, but football I was known for playing football.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey, the Crazy Hawaiian was just up here, and traditionally he likes to make a little wager with his opponent in regards to the shoes. With this one though, he was saying to up it, and he wants your poster. Is that something that you'd entertain?
Yeah, I can do that. You can take my whatever poster, shoes, you know, whatever you want. You know, I'm gonna get that from him after the slap match. So. We'll see.
You're fairly new to the sport. I was just curious, have you spent any time training with any of the power slap fighters, the veterans? Has any of them reached out to you and speak about technique or tips and tricks, anything like that?
Not ever since my first match. That was the Crazy Hawaiian who was giving me tips and whatnot. But after that, nobody.
So you're just kind of training on yourself? Do you currently have a gym that you go to?
Yeah, my house. I'll be training at my house. I'll be running in the morning every day. You know, going construction. I'll be building rock walls and paving sidewalks and driveways and just building house foundations. So I feel like that's my workout right there.
This is gonna be the first super heavyweight belt on the line. Do you feel getting this is like an instant into the future Power Slap Hall of Fame?
I feel like it is. You know, being the first ever super heavyweight. You know, I feel like my name's gonna be cemented in the sport for a long time when I get this belt.
A lot of people keep saying it's going to be difficult to find opponents in the super heavyweight division. Do you think we're going to see more NFL football people kind of make the transition into Power Slap?
I say it depends on the money. If the money gets up there, then I feel like a lot of people will join.
Thank you so much. Good luck tomorrow.
Sorry, I just got one. Your opponent was back here and he said that he feels like he's the uncrowned champion, he's sitting on the throne. What do you have to say about that?
I'm just glad he's feeling that way. You know, I feel the same way too. That's how anybody's gonna feel, you know. But we'll see tomorrow what we bring to the table.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.